don't want to sneak in and get lucky. I
That's
want the next time we be good to be good.
I think they call that winning ugly. When you sneak in and or you could call that a Cinderella story too. But
Right?
I like winning ugly better because you're
Like,
literally.
you guys remember? I'm gonna switch sports, but you guys remember that Final Four run that Loyola Chicago made
Yeah.
in like 2018?
They're
Unforgettable.
still milking it, by the way.
It's unforgettable.
I missed the whole thing. I don't pay attention to college sports.
They have an old lady who's a nun.
Oh yeah, no,
the nun.
you lost me.
Exactly.
Once you start talking religion, you lost me.
Right, but they have the old lady with the nun, and that was their team mascot, and they were trying to win it for the Gipper. And they didn't.
Still alive?
She is. She just threw out a pitch at Wrigley.
She's the team.
It was, it was kickball. It was a kickball pitch, but it was a roll.
She's the team chaplain. She's like 97 now.
Yes.
Oof. Oof.
Props to her.
Is she hot? No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
Aren't you married? Or have a girlfriend?
She's a nun, man.
She's a nun.
That's hilarious.
No respect.
No respect for the dead. Come on.
No respect for the Catholic faith.
Wait, who's dead?
No, that's awful. That was my joke.
So what's good to do in Columbus, anyways? Besides seeing what's his face? What's that dude that used to go skateboarding around Columbus and he used to play for them? Frankie Hayduck. There you go.
Oh, I love Frankie Hayduck, but I was thinking about Cedar Point.
Cedar Point's in Sandusky.
No, go to Cedar Point with Frankie Hayduck.
But the thing is, they did
a trip, Cedar Point. Let's go.
You know, they did like a little, like I guess I mean one of those little specials on MLS, like the little 2-3 minute videos of what players do outside of soccer, and then you see They do one of Frankie Hayduck, and he's on the skateboard in downtown Columbus, thinking he's cool, and then he talks about what he does and stuff. I'm like, man, yep, that sounds about like Columbus. But yeah. So is that so besides hanging out with Frankie Hedrick on a skateboard, what else is there to do in Columbus?
Well, ever since stuff got bad a couple years ago, there used to be like a bunch of restaurants in the Arena District, and then stuff got bad, and now there's only like 2 or 3 restaurants in that area.
So what, you only got McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King?
That's it? There's a place called Boston's, which is like
you sure it's not Boston Market?
Fuck, I can't remember. There's a Boston. There's a Boston.
Tearing into Columbus right now. He's trying to tear into Columbus.
Yeah.
Don't you guys do the chili stuff too? Like you guys are big on chili and spaghetti or something?
That's Cincinnati's thing, but there is some skylines in
Cincinnati, Columbus, all the same. You guys all start with the letter C, anyways. And Cleveland too.
Oh my God, they all do. Cincinnati, but they're actually huge. I was thinking about this the other day.
I think you could take all 3 of them, and I don't think they're the size of Chicago.
They are, though. I think they are. The biggest growing section of America is the Illinois, Ohio suburban sprawl, basically.
I guess.
To put some perspective into you guys, for you guys, I live in the
lake dwellers.
Yeah, lake dwellers. I live in a small town about 25 minutes from a suburb of Columbus. And every single year, it just seems like that suburb just keeps getting closer and closer and closer to my little neck of the small town.
Well, it's because
everybody by 4 cornfields.
Everybody wants to go for the cheaper taxes, but what they don't realize, the more people that move in, the higher the taxes are going to go up. Because now you got to pay for infrastructure, you got to pay for more teachers, more schooling, and now now they know you're a prime location, so they're gonna raise real estate.
And all of a sudden, unincorporated is getting incorporated.
Yep.
I'm like in the middle of what you would think Ohio is. There's 3 cornfields all around me, so take your pick.
Yeah, I think
that's awful, dude. I grew up in a spot like that, and woof. Cannot.
It's not bad.
I grew up in Chicago, so I mean, I live in the suburbs now.
Wait. Well, like north suburbs, south suburbs.
I live in now I live in the north suburbs. Think I'm put it like this. I'm about 20 minutes away from Six Flags.
Oh God.
Fright
You're
Fest.
way up there.
Huh?
What?
Fright Fest going on.
Riot
Yeah.
Fest.
Fright
And-
Fest.
Oh, I
And
was
I'm
like,
talking
what?
about I'm talking about the west side of the expressway. Don't point me to Waukegan. I'm talking about the west side of 90 or 94, whatever it is.
Oof.
294.
So,
Oof. Bro, that's
Yep.
that's far out, man. I was living in Streamwood for a hot minute, which oof.
And yet I still drive out to go see the Fire play at Soldier Field.
Really?
Yeah, man, that's dedication.
Dude, I'm in Bucktown. I don't even take the bus to go see him.
Dude, I grew up on Pulaski and Armitage. I lived there for like 30 years. My parents still live there. I lived there for like 30 years, and then I decided to buy a house.
I'm off of Armitage as well, but much further north than that.
yep. This is my last year and last winter in the middle of four cornfields. I'm
Why, where you
packing up
going?
with the parents and moving down to the beaches of North Carolina.
Oh, I'm about to say, I
Oh.
hope they didn't move to the beaches of Florida because they're still probably underwater.
North Carolina.
Carolina is not bad.
No,
I don't know, bro. I've never left anything in the South, so I got no reason to go back.
Dude, Carolina's got amazing. Asheville specifically. Asheville, North Carolina is freaking beautiful.
I think
Well-
I'm with Neil there. I think there's a line that I won't cross in terms of going to the South.
Right? I'll put it this way. I was married to a black person long enough. I've kind of not gotten out of that mindset of also, quote unquote, being a black person. So I'm like, I don't need to go to the South for anything because that was not an option.
Really?
Yeah,
So-
no.
Or I'll
There's
be,
a lot of black people in the South, and I know a
Well,
lot
yeah,
of black
of
people in the
course.
South.
Not if you don't know anybody down there. Like, if you're just
Then
trying
it
to go
becomes
and, like,
different. Yeah, I guess then
Yeah,
it becomes
when you're
very
just trying to
different.
go as a tourist, man, like, cause, nah.
There's a reason about going to a gas station. I'll put it like this. I'm gonna just leave it like this. There's a reason. There's a difference about going to a gas station in northern part of Illinois versus going to a gas station in some place in Alabama.
Oh, most
That's what. Yes, I can speak from experience. Yes.
And I'll leave it at that.
But all the same, there's good people everywhere.
No, there most certainly is good people everywhere.
So that is also true. There might be scary things in a lot of places, but man, there's even good in the scariest of places, and that is actually also kind of like, oh, yeah, good.
Well, that's the thing. Like, even when you talk about rough neighborhoods, right? Like, the people who live there don't want to live there neither, man. You know what I mean? Like, they're not happy about that neither. Like, there's good people everywhere. You are
You'd be
massively
surprised. You'd be surprised the times you go to a rough neighborhood. As long as you're not doing anything stupid or looking for anything stupid
or
for the
looking like a
most-
target.
or looking like a target, they leave you alone.
Yeah, no, just treat people with respect, and you'll be shocked. They'll respect you back.
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, there's sometimes when they're patrolling, like they are hunting. I've seen it. I've seen hunting on I work downtown. I'll just tell you that. And yes, in a very dangerous place.
Well, head on a swivel, man. Head on.
I tried
that
to,
is true. But head on a swivel, and I've
Chicago.
worked down there
It's
10 plus
Chicago.
years, and like I've actually seen things that, yeah, maybe you should.
Man,
Yeah, you know what?
Well,
I don't want to
shit,
talk about,
dude.
but all the same, like it's
come on,
like
come on.
head on a swivel awareness. Also, I've saved a few dogs.
Nice.
there you go. I mean, keep in mind, I grew up in Chicago, from the late '80s all the way till a couple of years ago. So
How has it changed?
So my neighborhood,
Neighborhoods change, and that's what
When
you're
he
saying.
grew up, it was
Neighborhood,
quite
yeah.
literally good times.
so yeah. So like, if you were to take a place like Humboldt Park, Humboldt Park now, that area is like really coming up, like really expensive area.
Oh yeah, no, it's nice over there now. Like we were in the Ukrainian village my girl was there for a hot minute. I moved in with her,
Now.
and now we're over here. But like she apparently, when she first moved to the city 20 years
Yeah,
ago or whatever,
I was
she
gonna say
telling
that.
me she was
You
in
talk-
Humboldt and it was a little rough.
25 years ago, Humboldt was like, man, you wouldn't be caught. You wouldn't want to be there at night. Put it like that.
Mhm.
Now you see people jogging around the park, but back then,
Yeah,
you don't
that
want.
park.
You
I
wouldn't want-
love that park, dude. That's
It's funny thing about that park is I actually have I guess you could say a baby picture when I was like a year or two old. I was taken in that park.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm wearing a Bears hat.
You guys want to hear something interesting? I was just
What's up, Columbus?
flipping through some things, and found an old picture. I don't know if you guys are big like history buffs or not.
I
you know,
am.
James, but I remember I think we were on a family trip on our way to Florida, and we stopped in Atlanta for a couple of days, and we went to this history museum in Atlanta, and I got to looking at this one section that was all about Sherman's march on the South and how he burned.
Yeah, he burned it to the ground.
And this I don't know if it was a tourist or somebody who ran the museum, but they just came up to me and said, "Us Georgians never forget." And for some reason, that has stuck with me all these years.
They're still sore about what Sherman did to him.
He's still sore about a lot of things.
That's the cat that would call that the War of Northern Aggression.
Could you imagine? Can you imagine him taking order? You know, imagine getting that order from Ulysses Grant. Like, so you want me to burn it all down? Like, you want me to burn it?
But that was, they were both on the same page. They were both on the same page when it came to that total war, and they also put. I love history. They put the Southern generals in a kerfluffle because basically Sherman was like, they didn't know what Sherman was going to do. They were like, oh, we're going to defend this town because he's surely going there, and he would just breeze right by, and they'd say, we're going to defend this arms depot because he's surely going there, and he wouldn't even bother. He just literally marched his own path to the sea, burning all of Georgia.
And he was marching on Savannah, wasn't he?
Yep, he was.
Oh yeah.
And so this is interesting. So my family has Scottish and a little bit of Irish ancestry that you can track back to the Celts, the Celtic tribes who fought off the Romans.
I thought you were gonna tell me you could track back to when my ancestors were fur traders.
No.
Back with the Canadians.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys know this from family lineage or from like the 23andMe type stuff?
I don't know. It's just a thing.
I did a 23andMe
passed
stuff.
down for years.
Oh, for real? For real?
I did one. Yeah, I did one for. Well, I did 23andMe. I was surprised by the result, but yes.
But anyway, I've been thinking, like, as like a homage, I guess. I drew out like this little sketch of a tattoo design that I want on my forearm, which is like a Celtic man. But I don't know what this has to do. I'm just thought I'd let you guys know.
No, get it
That's
done.
cool, man. Yeah, man. Whatever.
Do
gets
either of you guys
exciting,
have ink? DPG and Toke? Because I do not have ink.
I don't have ink. I think I once said that if I were ever to get any type of ink, I'd probably just get the Chicago flag. That's about it.
Nah, that's so like pumpkin spice latte of you.
No, look, man. I grew up in Chicago, man. I could actually attest and say, you know what? I am a Chicagoan. I literally went through CPS. I literally had to buy a stupid city sticker. All right, I need
to get one. Mine expired in April.
Like,
do you guys have to get city stickers on your tags?
On our cars.
Yeah.
On our cars. We actually have to do that in various towns in Cook County. I don't know if it's a Cook County thing, but like in my town in Cook County, I also have to do that. I have to get I have to buy a sticker from my town for like 100 or 200 bucks, and just to park. Otherwise, they give you a ticket.
Right.
So doesn't it go on your license plate?
No, it goes on your windshield.
Oh, okay.
Put it on the corner of your windshield, and
then
have
some
like
well, it's not some bastard, some person whose job checks.
Yeah.
Right.
So some bastard.
They do a good job.
Nah, Doug. Those people are awful and disgusting, like landlords, dude. So they did the street cleaning, and they didn't take down the signs. So they did the street cleaning. It was like 8 a.m. And then they didn't take down the signs.
Of course.
This dude came walking around at 11:30 giving people tickets. It's like, bro, they were not there when the street was being swept. Like,
No,
get
here-
out of here.
I've heard people say that there's street cleaning signs up, and then on the day of the street clean, they'll take the signs down so people will think they're done, and they'll just start giving out tickets.
Oh, weak. It was the other way around. They left them up. That was weak.
Yeah.
Dude, and then we even hear this is one of them neighborhoods that pay those fake rent-a-cop like cosplay cops to drive
Yeah.
around and harass us. And they did what? There's been 12, 15 cars broken into in the last 2 weeks. Come on, man. Like my girl's car got hit. We just had to pay somebody. It was today Tuesday? Today's Wednesday. We just had to pay somebody yesterday to fix her fucking side window, man, or passenger side window.
Brutal.
Nuts.
So yeah, that's the Chicago life, man. I've gotten my radio stolen, before in my car in the city of Chicago. So yeah.
I mean, nobody has anything in their car no more.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's the
carries
thing.
cash
Nobody
anymore.
does.
Why you mugging people? Ain't nobody. You can't unlock their phone. You don't got their code.
It's
you
so
gonna buy one
stupid.
thing with a credit card before they shut it off. Like, why are you mugging people still?
And you're blasting them
weird.
for their phone. For their phone.
Yeah, but you're not even able to unlock it. And then them shits
wanna-
has got the
I just want to
GPS on it.
say, I want to say Columbus that this is big city problems.
Yeah, it is.
Nah,
You
I'm sure-
guys only
Dude,
have to
I'm
worry
sure
about.
they run in pockets in Columbus too. Come on.
I know I'm messing
Oh,
with
they
them.
do for sure.
I'm
Yeah,
messing with them.
there's areas in this city you just avoid if you're able to, especially at night.
You know what cracks me up, man, is when you have all these tourists and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go eat at Portillo's. I'm gonna go eat at Giordano's, and you're like, what? That's what you think of Chicago food?
That's like Michael Scott saying his favorite New York pizza joint was Sbarro.
I love Giordano's deep dish.
I think
I
it's
w-
alright.
I was a Giordano's guy, but man, nah. I mean, obviously, I got nothing
I'm
vegan now.
I'm not
I'm a
saying
thin
get
crust
deep
guy.
dish though. I prefer thin crust, but I
Yeah.
get a deep dish once every month or two.
You're a
I'm-
maniac if you like deep dish pizza.
Yeah. Is that people?
Why don't you get the
people-
beggars, bro?
Beggars? Not bad. Beggars is not bad, but there's better places.
Our family does not like beggars.
Oh no.
No.
And you know what?
We like Giordano's. We like what's our Vito and Nick's. That's the thing. We got spoiled by Vito and Nick's.
I told you that spot, right? The one on Archer.
Right? Yeah. Oh, we've been there. Oh, I've been to that one, but we go to the other one a lot too, which is the way
about
worse.
Obby's?
It's the way worse.
You've been to
one.
Obby's? I thought you said you never been there.
No,
Obby's.
I didn't go to Obby's yet. That's on my list. Oh, that's on my list.
Yeah. So when people think of Chicago pizza, they automatically assume that everybody here eats deep dish. Hell no.
Nah,
Everybody-
that's not. Nah.
Everybody eats like their neighborhood thin crust pizza. That's our go-to.
Yeah, it's true.
Dude, I've got a local spot, My Pie or whatever. They make a amazing vegan pizza, but it's so stupid expensive. So when I just want a quick pizza.
You're
that's
vegan, man?
Oh hell yeah, bro. So
Oh my god.
He's been vegan every time. I guess we don't
Yeah,
talk
I've been-
about it.
been vegan
Yeah.
since 2016, man.
Oh my god, man. You don't even eat
Anyway.
real meat, man.
Hey, that leaves more meat for the rest of us, DPG.
Literally, this
boy.
guy doesn't eat real meat, man.
Hell no.
He's still somehow alive though, and he's been
Oh,
doing
yeah,
it since
so-
2016.
somehow.
So he's
You're
doing
eating-
something right.
It's
You're eating my
unbelievable.
steaks food, man.
Well, yeah, exactly. What? So that'd be like if I killed you to get to the steak. Why kill you? You know what I mean? Why not just eat? You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. But anyway,
No eggs, no milk. What the?
I love eggs. Oh my gosh.
It's like
no.
you're going hook on me, man. You're like that movie Hook when them kids are eating invisible stuff.
This
Nah.
is the best scene.
I've got
Oh.
plenty to eat, bro.
Don't you want to do
But-
that scene? Like that looks so fun and gross.
Man.
We're on our way.
That must be how it is to be a vegan. You pretend you're eating real food.
No, not at all. But you do get screwed sometimes because, like I
You
was
pay
gonna say,
double for
anytime I want a real pizza, just like a garbage Pizza Hut-y type pizza,
Yeah.
I have to get Sarpino or Sarpino's.
Keep
And
an eye on
that
twitchy ones.
Is quite literally the worst freaking place ever. Oh god, it's
Why have I
is it-
heard of Sarpino's?
because they're everywhere and they screw up your order every time.
Sounds like
Every
McDonald's.
They're like
McDonald's for pizza.
they're like
Oh,
a
but
crappy
McDonald's
version.
at least, I don't know, good McDonald's doesn't screw
Yeah,
up your
I was
order.
gonna say this. I was gonna say they're a crappy version of Domino's.
Burger King.
Oh my god, yeah, they're a total crappy version of freaking.
Domino's.
Yeah, Domino's for sure.
Never been a fan of Domino's.
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
I prefer, for me, I prefer Papa John's and my local
that's even
place over
worse.
Domino's.
Oh no!
God, why don't you just do heroin if you're gonna eat Papa John's?
Straight from Papa John's to opioids.
Come on, bro.
Papa
Rather
John's
spend
is
$10 on
disgusting,
that.
man. I think you know what it is, man. You know what? Let's cut them some slack, right? We all live
We're
in
in
Chicago.
Chicago, the pizza
Yeah.
capital.
Well, hold on.
You know-
It's a college town. I forgot. I grew up in a college town. Papa John's was everywhere. That's their gimmick. That's right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like, we live in Chicago. We've all had like, really,
We're
really
spoiled.
good pizza.
We're
Yeah, we're
spoiled.
spoiled. We got this guy from Columbus. Probably hasn't tasted, a real Chicago pizza.
I live in the middle of 4 fucking cornfields. What do you want me to
Man,
do?
how about get in a car and get out of there, man?
Get in a car.
No, take public transit and get out of there.
No, do
Get on-
not do that.
Yeah, take a train. Take a freaking 24-hour train to Chicago.
Dude, take a train. Have you ever ridden on the Amtrak? Well, I guess it wouldn't be the Amtrak. That'd be the North Coast.
Man,
Railroad.
I've
It's
ridden on the blue line.
expensive.
I've ridden on the blue line, and that's it.
The
Train tickets are so expensive.
They can be, man, but I had a really good experience on Amtrak.
You guys
last
have
time I took
trains
it.
in
Oh,
Chicago?
Amtrak's
Yeah.
different.
Dude, we have
I'm
3
saying
different
straight up
trains.
train.
Hold
I'm
on.
saying like train to Oregon. If you try to take a train from here to New York, it's expensive.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, hell yeah.
yeah, so
But no, we
going
got
back to-
3 different types of trains, bro. We've got the Amtrak, which is like, Amtrak and Union Pacific, which are like the main, like, take you to Colorado and Indianapolis type trains.
You got
Then
the
we have
Metro.
the Metra, which takes you from downtown Chicago to
To
the
where I live.
suburbs. And then we have the L, which is the trains for all around the neighborhoods.
Yeah, and there's different lines for the L. There's like, and they're color coded for just in case people get lost and stuff. Like if
Just
you
get
find
the
yourself,
Western. You'll never be lost if you can get the Western.
and, like if you ever find yourself in a red line in the middle of the night, you're in trouble.
Could not hear a word.
Yeah, I was about to say, the only trains we have here are the trains that you have to stop for, and they have like 200, and they're 200 cars long.
Oh
So you're
my
sitting
god,
there
that's
forever.
so brutal. Like,
Mhm.
oh man, I remember those days, man, of being stuck by a 20-minute train. That I don't
yeah,
know.
what do
man.
you do in that point? I'm pulling around
You burn
and
them
looking for
down.
another way.
Nah, you wait, you chill.
Sometimes you wait. I think it's sometimes you wait. Not every time.
Dude, you can't like get around it. You're gonna go 10 miles north or south. Like,
That's true. You can't beat
like,
the train.
You never beat the train, bro.
Nah, I never. You just take your chances, and that's it, man.
Well, sometimes though, I in areas of Chicago, like I'll say Blue Island, I know the train passes right over in the brutal spot. But if you, there's like a spot where you go through the park, Wham Bam MoneyGram, they have an underpass through of the train. You could sneak
That's
on
a
through.
good way of getting stabbed.
I
too.
was quite literally gonna say that. Quite literally, I was gonna say I don't like to go underground nowhere. 'cause
No,
that's
it's
where
not
stabbings
underground. It
are.
was just, no, it's not underground. It's just like it's a little. They just created a bridge basically. Like
This is how you end up on WGN News.
no.
Yeah, no, I've gone 30. I have a 39-year streak of not being stabbed, which I would like to continue.
Yeah,
Full shot.
yeah.
Stab your shot. You
Like
know,
even
keep it
when
poison.
even when people from out of town come and visit, I tell them, you know what, man, don't take the train, man. You know, just take an Uber.
It's
You
not
know,
worth it to take the train.
Well, it depends on what time. I love taking the dude. I love the bus and the train. I love being able to get around like that. Like I
You
have to
maniac.
drive to the suburbs for work, and so I come home. I just park that car and I walk or public transit my way anywhere I need to go.
Take it easy, risky business.
Do you feel safer on the bus or the CTA train? I feel
Almost
the train
certainly
myself.
Well,
What?
the train you could keep moving to different cars. The
Fair,
bus,
but
And I
the
also feel
train-
like there's enough people that like you could band together with.
Okay, fair, but I feel like the train invites more crazies because more of
Yes.
them are red eyes and more of them they circle around a little bit more, whereas the bus kind of, nah, we done. I'm going to take a break, and the driver leaves.
The driver will actually call the cops. Like if things are getting, in the train, you have to get all the way to the first car, and knock on the door of the conductor, like, hey, someone's trying to kill me.
Oh, and then they got a hella cops on the platforms now. So, like, if you run out in a panic, they're probably going to tackle you first and be like, "You're assailant."
Oh,
Sorry,
wait.
sir.
Does that surprise you though, with everything that's been going on?
Yeah, it does because, cops do not diffuse a single situation. It's always
They're not good at it in Chicago.
Well, I never had a bad situation with a cop. Granted,
really, I've had one good situation with it. Oh no, two. One time we called the cops because we found this baby deer. The second one, I've only ever had 2 decent interactions with police officers.
Well, and the thing too is like I've had good interactions with cops. I never had like the whole even when situations was like it was kind of my fault, like for example cutting class in high school, and even the cops were like, come on guys, they encourage us to stay in school, but like the most recent interactions I had with police, I never had like in Chicago at least, I never had an issue. Even when I was kind of speeding, the cop pulled up next to me like, hey, slow down and don't do it again. My fault.
To me, it kind of depends what time you're catching them and what kind of day they're having. Sometimes, you do catch the guy who's having a good day, and your infraction's light enough that they're understanding enough that they're like, hey, don't do it again, and you've had a good interaction. Then I've had those same guys who pull my buddy out because he's black, and then they search him. They don't search me. They don't search my other white friend. And it's like, what the fuck was that? That's happened to me and my buddy. That's what really happened to. I just had to be there. The cops like, I'm not certain. We don't need to search you. We're just worried. And then they search me. It's fine. And then we're on our way. But it was just it felt so wrong. But also not in Chicago. That incident did not happen in Chicago. That happened in a different state.
I think in Chicago, depending on what you're doing, they cut you a lot of slack. Because I remember,
I think they do.
When I was a teenager, before I even got my license, I had my cousin from Honduras. He was like only a couple of years older than I am. He didn't even have his license. We borrowed somebody's car to go get some pizza, and our rookie mistake. This was like at 7, 8 o'clock at night. We forget to turn on headlights, and we're driving without headlights on. We get pulled over. Cops ask us if we have any license. We say no. Technically, at that point, they could literally tow the car, take us in, and that. But, and this is after their boss, the guy, the cop with the white shirt. I don't know what they are, captains or sergeants, whatever. Showed up. He basically told us, you know what? Leave the car here parked. Find someone that could drive it back. If I see you again in this car, we're gonna tow it. Now, walk home. Fair enough.
No, fair enough. I gotta tell you, the best experience I ever had with a cop was just recently, or not recently, I should say, but a couple years back here now. So right after I separate from the ex, right? I move in with this crazy girl in Palatine. And
Palatine too.
Oh yeah, no, I had a blast in Palatine for the 3 months I lived there. And I think that was the maximum amount of time you can enjoy Palatine.
Well, the only thing they have is that one bar that has like the rooftop section and down.
They have hella bars, by the way. But I lived like right in that little downtown area. So, like I said, I was there for a summer. I enjoyed myself for a summer. Got the hell out. But so it was like when I first moved up in that apartment with that girl. I'm driving around late at night, trying to like just learn my way around, figure out where I'm at, right? And I come up and I see this cop like clocking people, and I'm like, I'm out, I'm doing my thing. So I'm like, oh man, I'm driving too slow. So I speed up. Well, I thought it was like it was gonna like the speed limit was 45. It was like 55. It actually had just gone down to like 35. So I blaze right past this dude. He blueberry cherry spinning, He comes, pulls me over, and I roll down the window. A giant cloud of smoke billows out, and I'm like, all right, dog, let me level with you. My ID is not where I live. I'm going through a divorce. I don't have my insurance card, and I'm not even sure if I've paid it. And yeah, my sticker is expired, and this cloud of smoke just came out of this car. So your move. And I told him I saw him and I thought I was driving too slow, so I sped up. So he literally was like, all right, man. And I was like, how far am I away from my new apartment? Right. And he's like, oh, dude, it's 3 blocks away. I was like, okay, awesome. So he wrote me a warning and let me go. So
See,
I'm
that's
surprised he didn't pick you up for driving under the influence.
and this is suburban cops too. Suburban cops tend to be a lot
Palatine
more.
is the worst for cops, but I'll tell you what, ever since legalization, I mean, driving is a different story, but like walking down the street, nah, just out in the open. If I'm going to Target, I stand outside and do it before I hop in. If there's anybody who wants to get that uptight about it, write my $125 ticket and let's get moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, and keep in mind, like, one thing about city cops too is like, some of these cats, some of these guys. A lot of like, I used to work for the TSA at O'Hare, and a
No
lot
way.
of
How was that fun?
it was interesting, but it put it like this. That place pays you enough to keep you there. So I guess you could say like a lot of people get comfortable in that place.
Okay.
I was
But
there
there's
for
no
6 years.
ambition there.
Yes, I was there for
Okay.
6 years, but within those 6 years, I think after my second or third year, I was like, you know what, I gotta get back to college. I gotta do something with my life.
So
But,
how many vibrators did you have to inspect to make sure they weren't bombs?
Wow, that's a good question.
So
Did
you
that
did
happen
have
all
to do
the
that.
time?
No, it didn't happen all the time. Maybe once in a while.
Once in a while is enough.
It was kind of like, oh, just check it, test it.
Oh, you don't want to
Let it
touch
go.
it.
Yeah.
But you're wearing gloves. You're wearing gloves. But even still,
No, I do.
No,
I do
if,
got a
you-
story
if you
though.
if you perform proper toy maintenance, it's gonna be fine.
Oh,
Jesus
DPG story
fucking
time.
Christ.
DPG story time.
So, actually, ironically, this happened in the international terminal. This happened
my
years
God.
ago. This happened a long time ago. So, I think I was on the X-ray, or someone else was on the X-ray, and they're sitting behind me because we're, I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but the X-rays are pretty much right next to each other. So, the X-ray operators tend to, sit next to each other, and they called in a bag, and it belonged to some guy. Leave it at that. And he had certain items. So the guy that was checking the bag, you're supposed to check and show the X-ray operator. The guy that was checking the bag apparently grabbed one of those items, started flopping it around. Like he didn't know what it was.
I love the use of the word
It was
flop.
so big.
I think I remember he said, this is all he has, and he's flopping his arms, and this thing is just kind of like going. Like, he didn't know what it was.
Ow.
And
Oh no.
then we all kind of just stopped and told him, hey, that is a toy. And then the guy kind of freaked out, like, oh, wait, oh, it is? Okay. Boom, got rid of it.
It's from American Gladiators. Two-handed, Bam.
Jesus Christ.
Dude's holding the bin with one arm, and then he's grabbing this thing, and he's flopping it with the other. Like freaking
Oh my
wands.
god. Oh man. What other cool shit did you find? Any cool like meltdown stories? Anything cool?
The NDA isn't up, and the clearance for
I mean,
secrecy hasn't cleared.
I've met a couple of celebrities.
Ooh.
I met Isaiah Thomas. He was really cool, actually.
Which one? The old one or the younger one?
The old one.
Oh, for real, for real.
Yeah.
MJ's nemesis.
Right?
Funny thing about this guy is that I'm at the walkthrough, and he comes through and he alarms for a random screening, And yes, it's random. So and we were busy that day, so it's it's taking a little bit of time to get another officer to come get him. So I tell him, hey, look, I'm sorry about the wait. We're just a little busy. And I look at him again. I'm like, has anyone ever told you? And he's wearing sunglasses. He's like, has anyone ever told you that you look like Isaiah Thomas? He takes off his sunglasses and looks at me. He's like, that's because I am.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh my God. I shook his hand and everything. I'm like, oh, look, man, I'm really sorry what's going on, man. I apologized again. He's like, oh, no, it's fine. He was really cool about it.
Dope.
Dude, celebrities fuck with people all the time because Patty Kane gets recognized all the time, and half the time he says, no, I just look like Patty Kane.
Yeah, I always talk about Tony Hawk being a great follow because he doesn't correct people, and he always tells the story of people who like don't recognize him.
I've seen Shaq from a distance. I actually had David Schwimmer come through one time. Yeah, cool guy too. I think he's from Chicago too.
Really?
And I recognized him. I just didn't, for some reason, I couldn't think of his name. And I'm like smiling and like, you're that guy. And he starts smiling. He's like, yeah. Well, oh, nice to meet you. But
you're that guy. Like,
yeah.
He's like, and Ross is like,
hey,
yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah, I'm the guy from the 90s.
Yeah, but he was actually cool. Steve Kerr. I met Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr, cool guy.
He knows how to take a punch or give one.
He came through our checkpoint. We're like, oh, hey, Steve, how's everything? And he actually asked us, like, oh, how things are? How are you guys doing? Cool guy,
Was this Steve Kerr's playing time? Still?
No, coaching time.
Okay.
Steve Kerr's a good guy.
I dealt with Rodman, too.
I like Rodman, too. How was that?
Rodman was cool.
I imagine.
Of course.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I think Rodman was used to work at an airport when he was in college playing. And so I guess he kind of got the gist, but I think he left his iPad in the plane, and obviously once you get past security, you can't go back in unless you get a special pass. And we told him hey man, you can't come back in, but if you get a pass, we'll let you back in. Most people will tend to get pissed off at that point, but he was really cool about it. He came back with a pass, we let him back in.
I'm surprised he didn't just headbutt you and walk by.
Nah, he was, the interaction with him, he was actually laid back, cool. He nothing bothered him. He didn't make a big deal about stuff, and that's the whole point, man. It's those people that work TSA, man, they're just regular people trying to make a living,
Well, you learn a lot about.
Who's trying to keep people safe?
I mean, you learn a lot about people, how they treat people, in just how they treat people, like hostess or waiters or bartenders or security. What's the point in getting all worked up, getting all pissed off? Even if you're being wronged, you can still take a deep breath, be like, I feel like this is very uncool. You know what I mean?
Based on my experience and what I've seen, I think you have if you're late, you have a better chance of making your plane if you're patient and you just kind of be nice to someone, hey, one of the officers, hey man, look, I'm kind of running late, I know messed up, can you do anything? At that point, if you're cool, you're chill, you don't do anything, you don't say anything dumb, they'll help you out.
Absolutely, dude. We've been in San Francisco, and our flight was leaving. We had to catch a connecting flight. We were the only 3 passengers they were waiting for 20 minutes. We got out of our and our plane kind of had to play nice with us. The ladies explained the situation. They let us off. We sprinted through the San Francisco airport, made our plane. But it was absolutely nuts. And then we had a similar situation in Reno where people let us cut in front of them. It was a bad line, bad security, and a lot of people, 100+ people, let us cut in front of them. It was a small group, 4 of us, and our plane was leaving. And I remember being so thankful because we were calm. We explained the situation. We didn't go in there panicking, screaming. We went in there kind of exactly what DPG said. We went in there oh shit, we are fucked. And then people started hearing, oh, they're fucked? Oh, no, just go ahead. And then all of a sudden people started chipping in. Oh, they're fucked. And then boom, then we weren't fucked. And we literally made it by the skin of our teeth. Thanks to the goodness of people.
Yeah, just like I said, just As long as you're cool, man. Because I've seen people go crazy and everything, have panic attacks and stuff like that. And it's like, come on, keep it together. You actually get being nice to people, and it's true what they say. You get a lot farther if you're nice to people.
Oh,
So,
most certainly.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of that. But like I said, it's let's see. I mean, I don't know. I don't think after. I don't know. Surprisingly, I didn't have to deal with a lot of craziness. Like I've heard stories from other people, about passengers fighting, officers and flipping them on the roller bed and all that. So
I don't understand people, man. That's wild.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, these people, they don't realize that, like, you're not hurting the government. You're hurting regular people like you, who's got a grandma, a mom, and a dad who love them and are expecting them to come home that night. You're not hurting the apparatus known as the government. Or the man.
I mean, there's a difference between military occupants in your neighborhood and the TSA. One is the government and you should throw rocks at, and the other is just people, dude. Like, come on, that's just their job. Like, you don't want people, like, I don't want jerky customers. You know what I'm saying?
And one thing that a lot of people don't notice, a lot of these guys that worked at TSA, these are all vets.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh
no,
wow.
Yo,
Yeah.
how rigorous was the screening process for that?
I mean, they do they like any other government gig, they do they really check. It's not like, oh yeah, we're just gonna bring this. No, they really
gotta check, because they actually have to make sure that they don't bring in smugglers.
Yeah.
And when they get smugglers in, they try to get them out.
Yeah. So
hence why DPG doesn't work there anymore.
I actually wow.
That took me a minute. DPG.
I actually wanted to be the best I could be, so I said, screw this, I'm going to college.
Okay.
Go learn something in IT.
No, I mean, why not live life with soul-crushing debt?
College, oh man.
See, that's like a whole another can of worms, because there's actually smarter, clever ways to go about it.
Where'd you go to school at?
I mean, look, if you go to college to be an engineer or a scientist, or going to college for something for a lot of math and science, which people tend to hate, you have a good possibility of getting a job that makes money. But if you're going for something like a history major or literature major, good luck.
Cut it and clip it.
Well,
Cut it and clip
Like-
it.
So the job I have now, which is covering local high school sports for a local website, right? I got that job as soon as I graduated in May. It's like, you want to come cover your school for us? Here you go. That's what I do now.
What school is that? The Ohio State University?
No, I do
Miami
local
University.
high school.
Oh, high school. You
sports.
said. My bad. You're right. Yeah.
Hey boys, I'm getting the wrap up signal from Mrs. Spitting-Fire, so we got about 5 to 10 minutes left. We'll start wrapping it up.
Actually, I'll call it a night now, man.
You're gonna call
Me
it?
too.
Good night. Yep. Good night. It was fun talking.
DPG,
Good night.
Konor, Toke. Guys,
Jeez.
where did we think about where we started this journey?
You know what? I will say this: if you guys ever want to go to a fire game, let me know. We'll go together. I have plenty of tickets.
You're my guy, brother. I'm
DPG,
going with you.
What are you on the internet, man? I am FC Neo Tokyo everywhere. So hit me up.
You know what? I stay away out of
Keep
that.
it secret. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Yeah,
He's
keep
on
it
the
secret.
Discord.
I'm telling you. Hit me up.
He's on the
I'm on
Discord.
Discord.
You guys
I'm
are
on
both on the Discord.
Okay.
So you guys are connected there.
Yep.
Boom,
Cool.
boom, boom. Boys and girls,
Night, guys.
DPG, Toe, Konor, guys, this has been a blast.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, guys,
Konor,
final thoughts?
No, it's Spitting Fire YouTube, man. Everybody like, subscribe, and watch this. James puts in blood, sweat, and tears. He deserves all of your love and support.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Also, shout out to Mrs. Spitting Fire.
Thank you for her. Appreciate that. Shout out to Toke. Shout out to Konor Knows Soccer. Shout out to DPG. Check out Konor Knows Soccer and Tokyo FC. You can check out Toke on YouTube and Konor. I think they have some great content you guys will like. Konor dabbles a lot more in soccer. Toke dabbles a lot more in the hilarious video game world. And also just listening to you guys. It's just it's a trip and a Toke.
Mm-hmm.
The name is very on brand. What can I say?
It is. It's a trip and Toke.
I mean, I think mine. Well, I don't. I think my name's on brand too. It's my name, and it's my sport.
Konor Knows Soccer. And Conor's really good at soccer. Like, that's the other thing. Like, Conor's sneaky good at it. He's a striker, scores goals.
I want a series. Now that's the off season for you. I want a series of Konor knows things. Konor knows this. Konor knows that, and you just try things.
Dude, that's a series.
Mm-hmm.
That's a series. Konor knows goalkeeping. Konor knows penalty kicks.
Konor knows how to make a Manhattan.
Wait, is that?
All right.
All right,
James,
brothers.
thank you for the platform. Good night,
All right.
brother.
All right, brothers.
All
All right,
right,
Toke.
James, Tokyo.
Konor.
Good night.
Guys,
Oh.
what a blast. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one, everybody.
later.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Angus McHorta. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for hanging out, guys. It's been a blast. Catch you guys on the next stream. As always, we're always live every Wednesday. Hit that bell icon to get notified of our live streams. And I think I'm going to be starting to remove the live streams after the stream and then cutting it up, putting out a little content. So I'm hearing live streams, guys, like on YouTube, just giving you guys, if you guys do YouTube, to unlist your live streams. Don't private it, but you could unlist it. It's still available to those who've seen it, like in their histories and stuff. And you can even put in part of playlists. But then by doing that, it creates a lot less clutter on your own little YouTube page. So I'm going to be looking into that in the future here on the YouTube channel here, and just make it a little less cluttered for you guys.
Which way?
And thank you guys for hanging out here on Spitfire. Greatly appreciate it. Guys, kick that like button, subscribe for more, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. And if you guys got any games or any ideas that you guys want to see us play in the background here, let me know. But man, we've been having a little fun with the Batman, little Elden Ring. I mean, and today with Ghostbusters, just all of a sudden we had Fortnite. We have some fun little stuff here. All right, everybody, chat. Everybody in the chat, everybody watching live or after the fact, we love you and thank you and greatly appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's go. Fire it up, and we'll catch you guys later.
In my experience, this city rarely, if ever, saves itself. Let's move.
Great little video game insight there. All right, guys, have a great one. Later. Have a great night and a great week. Let's go.